But This Is Not It, please explain what that is.
This Is Not It was founded by a certain amount of MJ followers and fans who did try to do an intervention in June 2009 to try to save Michael Jackson's life. We knew something was wrong. He had brought us in to Center Staging Studios on May 29th and told us he was unhappy with the concerts, that he couldn't sleep, he couldn't eat, and that he had agreed to 10 shows and woke up the next day to 50, and that he was stressed and that he was only one person, and that even the scheduling of the shows were done wrong. And quoting him, he said, "For an obvious reason." Whatever that means, I think it's quite clear. So we...
What's quite clear?
Obvious reasons, you know, put in as many shows as possible for more money, and not thinking about him as a human being and what he could do by himself.
So you say definitely he did not want to do
He did not want, out of his own mouth, I heard him say. So...
He did not want to do the 50 shows?
He did not want to do he had not agreed to 50 shows, only to 10. And we tried to stage an intervention on June 24th. Unfortunately, we didn't have all the letters yet, so we waited until June 25th. And we actually went to Staples Center and put those letters in Michael's hands at around 5 p.m.
So the day before he passed?
The day before he passed, we put those in his hand and said, "We have a statement for you, Michael." And his security told us, "Unfortunately, we can't stop right now. We'll do it later. We'll do it on the phone." So he went in, and we still waited for him to come out. And the last time we saw him was at 1:30 on June 25th. And he gave us a big wave, big smile, and that was it.
So do you think Michael was murdered?
Absolutely. Dr. Conrad Murray obviously is guilty of administering the propofol, and I think to a certain degree he's a pawn in the whole conspiracy.
So you don't think he's
physician
connected?
Dr. Conrad Murray is free on $75,000 bail this morning after being charged Monday with involuntary manslaughter in Jackson's death last June. CBS News correspondent Ben Tracy reports.
Dr. Conrad Murray was called a murderer as he entered a Los Angeles courthouse. With the Jackson family looking on, Murray pled not guilty to manslaughter. Yet the official charge against him states that he, quote, did unlawfully and without malice kill Michael Joseph Jackson.
Son away from them and trying to BS everybody and say like second-degree murder and all this. It's murder one. That's what I'm saying. It's murder one. There's no involuntary manslaughter, second-degree murder, all that mess. This guy should get the maximum penalty for what he did. And, you know, he walked into the courtroom, you know, and they didn't have him in handcuffs. They tried to make Michael look like a common criminal. They tried to make Michael Jackson look like he was, they had him in handcuffs like he was, this guy's known he is a criminal. And, you know, they tried to make Michael look like he had done something so bad, and they had him in handcuffs, had him all over the news, walking to the courthouse in handcuffs. Let me explain this to you. This man should be in handcuffs. This man should be given, the book should be thrown at him. And that's my personal opinion.
BS.
Some in the Jackson family think Murray should be charged with murder.
He's lying, he's guilty. Nobody was there but him. So he's guilty. He's just trying to save his own behind.
That you would say that this was a second-degree murder charge because they knew what they were doing was utterly reckless. It's like shooting into a moving train. You take the risk of death there, which is so high, they call that murder.
Prosecutors chose to file a criminal complaint.
That you know about? Well, I know that I'm looking for justice for my son. And to me, he's just a fall guy. There's other people, I think, involved with this whole thing. But I think that he's an interrogator, and he would come clean and tell everything he knows.
Did you want him charged with homicide or murder?
I was looking for justice, and justice to me would be the murder charge.
Because your son Jermaine said that the charges were not enough, and I guess you agree with him. Brian,
oh, yes, we all.
Brian, is it involuntary? Oh, go ahead, Joe.
And we all agree that it was not enough. Even the fans all over the world agreed that it wasn't enough. And believe me, it was not enough.
Brian Oxwindow, involuntary manslaughter.
No, Larry, I am heartbroken by these charges. Everyone in the family is heartbroken by these charges because you got a reckless endangerment of a human life here. This doctor is giving this drug, this propofol, like it was some kind of sleepies, or a pill for sleep. It is an anesthesia. It's dangerous when you do it outside of a hospital and you don't have the resuscitation equipment, you don't have the necessary monitoring of the heartbeat and the pulse and the oxygen level in the body. I'm sorry. As a parent, I wouldn't let my child receive this. And I'm sitting here next to Joe Jackson. I'm sorry. This is what his child received. It is dangerous. It raises to the level of implied malice, and that is murder too.
All right, we have a quote, by the way, from LaToya. The quote is, Michael was murdered, and although he died at the hands of Dr. Conrad Murray, I believe Dr. Murray was part of a much larger plan. There are other individuals involved, and I will not rest. I will continue to fight until all of the proper individuals are brought forth and justice is served. We should remind you that Dr. Murray has only been charged. He has pled not guilty. In this country, you're innocent until proven guilty. Do you know, Joe, what your daughter means by other people and other things they did? Do you know what she's referring to?
I think she was referring to people that's what was behind all of this, not just Dr. Murray himself.
Like what people?
All those people that was involved with Michael. I don't know exactly what all of the names are, but sure, there's a whole slew of them. And if he was interrogated enough, that they would find out everything from Dr. Murray.
Right. Why do you believe, hold it, Brian, why do you believe, Joe, that other people were involved in your son's death? Why do you believe that?
Well, who's paying Dr. Murray? Michael's not paying him because he's not here. Who's paying all these other people that's involved? Frank DeLeo, all of those guys are no good guys as far as I'm concerned. And Dr. Toomey, there's another guy that's trying to, all of Michael's memorabilia, he's out there with it, and we can't find it. We're looking for this stuff because it belongs to the kids.
Are you saying, Joe, that these people wanted Michael to die?
Michael said to himself that he would be killed, and he told his mother that. Because he's afraid that, he was afraid to even do all of these shows because he was afraid that he wouldn't get a chance to finish all those shows, because he couldn't. You don't do all those shows back to back. Even his kids say that he had told them that he would be murdered.
Joy is talking about, and I've talked to her a great deal about this, is that all the people around Michael, they knew of the danger. I warned of the danger. I'm sitting here going, I saw it. And I said, look, people, this man's going to die from the administration of these drugs. And the family, LaToya was shunned, Mr. Jackson was shunned. Everyone in this family was told, hey, we have it under control. No, sir. They did not have it under control.
So what was the purpose,
reckless,
Brian?
It was irresponsible.
So that was just, you don't think they intended to harm him, do you? Or do you?
I think they intended to take a superstar, a megastar, and have him do what they wanted him to do. And one of the ways to do it was to give him every drug that he possibly could ask for. The one thing we don't do in this society is say to people who are addicted to medications, here, have everything you want. That is reckless, it's dangerous, and frankly, Larry, anyone who says to a drug addict, here, let me give you what you want, and then they die, I'm sorry. If their name isn't Michael Jackson as the victim, they're going to be charged with murder too.
For Michael's death, 4 years, that's a slap on the wrist. You wouldn't hear from me. And it's not going to be nice. I'm telling you that. I'm very upset about this thing. Everybody trying to push stuff up under the rug and try to hide stuff and try to cover up. It's not working. The man killed Michael Jackson. That's my personal opinion.
Now the doctor that we know that injected Michael and killed him gets a bail of $25,000 and can walk himself to a courtroom.
In a red carpet.
But a regular little motherfucker from the streets of Compton that has a little problem with signing up for a house gets $1 million bail. What's up with that?